Here at Capatillo Boxing Gym in Las Vegas. I just see some cats pulling up there. I want to go catch them off guard. Here with Jorge Masvidal. You just finished some training here.
Yes, sir.
Before we get to how's that coming along, I mean, we are closing in on the fight. Tell me about Anaheim, bro. Like, this fight really has taken off in interest, you know? And yeah, it's kind of not how you want things to go down. I think you just wanted to face off, but it didn't work out. And then some fisticuffs broke out. But man, everyone's been talking about this fight.
Yeah, I definitely didn't want my good friend and trainer, and you know, he's an older man. It's not like he's a young fighter getting attacked by 3 guys that was never part of the script. But Nate and his crew are cowards. They went after, you know, a coach, which is like below a low blow. This is like, this is just fucking pathetic, you know. So, fuck, it really bothered me. You know, I really want to fucking take it out of Nate, you know. So I'm just staying very under control and doing all the things I got to do to really fucking hurt Nate and hurt anybody that comes along with it, you know. Because that, to have 3 guys, and one of them, I didn't know, because I grabbed this fucker by the hair. I thought it was some fat lesbian, you know. I grabbed him by the hair and I couldn't knee his fucking face, and everybody knows I have decent knees, right? I had him right here.
You are known to have knees.
You know, I could have kneed the living shit out of this guy, but I didn't, because I'm thinking I'm going to go back to jail again. I just got out. I don't need another case. I don't need all this bullshit. So I just take him off my coach, and then I come to find out later as I do some digging, this guy's a fucking pro fighter. So you and your other 2 buddies attacked a fucking coach that you guys know is my coach. Like, man, you know, if you want to go down that route, you know, let's go. I'm all for it, bro. We'll see what happens, you know, because I'm going to take care of business July 6th, you know. I'm going to put all this bullshit to the side, but I'm going to take care of business July 6th, and then whatever else comes with it, man.
And George, how do you compartmentalize? Because on the one hand, we know you from the streets, the Kimbo days, right? You're a BMF, man. You know, you get down 3-piece and a soda. That's just the way you roll. But at the same time, you're a prize fighter, a guy that sells pay-per-views, a father, a husband now. Congratulations. You know, like, so, like, how do you balance the two in terms of making a fight interesting? Like I said, like, in the last month, this fight is really taking a huge, the interest in this fight is really, really taking off.
Well, you know, I'm a fighter first, but I have been promoting for like 4 years. I invested my money, my time to 3 different leagues: Gamebred, Bare Knuckle, Icon FC, and Gamebred Boxing. Now we have our biggest event in Gamebred Boxing coming up, you know. So I'm not gonna say I'm a know-it-all in promoting, but I have learned something from promoting very small events of mine and taking them to like massive events like Junior Dos Santos versus Fabricio Verdun, which in my opinion, you know, it's a massive event for us, you know. And in other events, having Alan Belcher fight JDS for the belt, another massive event. So I have learned a thing or 2 about promoting, you know. And a lot of it is just common sense, which, as we all know, Nate has fucking absolutely no common sense whatsoever, you know. This guy's a walking CTE fucking idiot, you know. And from the start, I didn't want to go up against the UFC on June 1st. It was like, why are we going fucking to UFC, you know? And then there was opportunities to also go to Anaheim. And I was like, well, Anaheim, I've been there twice as a UFC guest. I know this is a fucking fight town. I know people there love UFC. I know I have a huge fan base there. I don't know about Nate's bitch ass, but I was opting for this, you know, and it sucks having to do business with a fucking idiot like Nate that didn't want to change the date, didn't want to go to Anaheim, all these things, you know. And it's like, he might think he's a boxer now because he fought Jake Paul and got his ass whooped, but bro, you're not. Your fan base comes from the UFC, so why would you want to compete on the same day that they're going, you know, and especially a great stat card how they have, you know. So it just shows how fucking retarded this guy is, man. It's just common sense. Even if I wasn't a promoter, I would know that's just common sense. So definitely, I'm glad it's in Anaheim. I'm glad it's July 6th. We're not competing with anything, you know. We're just getting the business, man. We're gonna, at least me, I'm gonna fucking sell out like a motherfucker. I'm gonna sell a ton of pay-per-views, and I'm gonna fucking put a hurting on this guy, man.
They say when you get to a certain level, sometimes it's tough to get up and run them 5 miles because you're sleeping in silk pajamas and silk sheets. Marvin Hagler said that, right? I probably messed it up somewhere, but it's either silk sheets or silk pajamas or both. But yet I've heard you've been here for 6 months. You're a South Florida guy. You got money, you got fame, but yet you're over here grinding, you know, in this gym, in this desert heat. You're definitely not phoning it in for this one.
You know, I retired, and uh, you know, when I retired, I had a lot of mixed feelings, but I had a lot of things that were, you know, outside of my control, with like family and things like that of that nature. And I just felt like, man, it's too much for me to handle. I'm not at the mental space where I need to be. And fuck it, I've done this for 20 years. I've done a lot of cool things in the sport. And it was mixed feelings, because I was like, I know I can still fight, man, but maybe it's just, you know, I'm losing the guys that I would have beat in my prime. Maybe it's just time for me to hang it up, you know. But there was a lot of things that I wasn't just quite doing right, you know, things that I needed to change, you know. So I took some time off, and during that time off, I had a lot of more, you know, to a certain extent, like tragedies. You know, my dad caught a big case. Everybody knows my dad's like my best friend, and that really sent me to like rock bottom, man. I hit like full-fledged depression, you know. And I hadn't worked out for a while when I retired, you know. And the day that my dad got locked up again, and I saw him again get locked up, it was just nuts, bro. It just sent me back, you know, like big time, like back to being 13 years old, you know. And that day I got home, and I put my running shoes on. I just went for a run, you know. I hadn't worked out in a while. I don't know, I ran like an hour and change, and I fucking felt great, man, when I got back, you know. I still had all these problems to deal with, but I was able to figure out problems. I was able to think, who could I call, what should I do, this and that. And I told myself on that day, I was like, man, whether I compete or not, this is what I am, you know. I have to work out. I have to do these things. It doesn't matter if I have 20 minutes in the bank or I have $0. Nothing to do with that. It's everything to do with myself, my connection with my mind, my body, my spirit, and my connection with God, you know. And I started training without a fight or anything, you know. And I wasn't planning on coming back to boxing, to UFC, or having any boxing fights. Long and behold, a good friend of mine, Dean Toole, and you know, my business partner, calls me up. He's like, man, I got a great opportunity for you. I'm like, oh man, I'm not trying to compete or nothing right now, you know. My mind wasn't really there, but I kind of also wanted to compete. But I was like, go ahead, tell me the scoop. And he tells me, he's like, bro, I got this on the table for you, what you want to do? And I was like, man, it's crazy that just as you say this, I've already been training like 2-3 months, just getting myself in shape, just staying in shape, and now this news come, you know. And though it's great money, it's fucking insane money. It has nothing to do with the money, because I don't need the money. This might sound weird, but what really motivates me at the end of the day is what's gonna get me out of bed and not sleep in silk sheets and fucking come over here and grind. It's the competition, it's the legacy. It's what got me into it since a kid. Obviously the money as well, because I didn't have a lot of resources, so I always wanted money as well, you know. But when I got this opportunity, I was like, man, I'm gonna fucking fully take advantage of this. So I went to Freddie Roach's gym, which I had a great fucking experience over there. I got to hang out 10 days with Roy Jones Jr. in Pensacola, training with this guy. Fucking just him watching me hit the bag, him watching me spar. I was like, wow, what a fucking experience. I started feeling all this euphoria of like being a kid again. And then I came with Gapadillo, and me and him really clicked it off to like another level, you know. And his mentality, after training twice, he told me, look, if you come here, this is what I offer you. He wrote it on a piece of paper. He goes, this is what we were doing the first week, the second week, the third week. And he really broke it down in a way that I was able to understand. And we just had a very good, you know, pad session, workout session. So I was like, all right, it's in Vegas. It's going to be different for me. I'm not going to be with my family and kids, but it's going to be worth the sacrifice. Now, when I originally signed up for this, the fight was going to be April 20th, then May something, then June 1st, and now finally, and almost here, July 6th. So I've been grinding here since January, thinking the fight's right around the corner, you know. So I could honestly say I'm in some of the better shape of my life that I've ever been in a lot of aspects, you know. Just my running has gotten through the roof, because in boxing every day you run, I don't get kicked in the legs, I don't get fucking ankle locked, knee bars on my knees, so I could run every day and not have that tax on my body, you know. And I just been getting in like really good boxing shape. The grind is different. It's a fucking very hard grind, but it's something that I could do. My body could take it, you know. Mm-hmm. So I just been here getting stronger, and I feel, man, I'm really gonna hurt this dude and make some waves in boxing right now when I take this motherfucker's head off.
Can't wait. July 6th it goes down. Jorge Masvidal and Nate Diaz out at the Honda Center in Anaheim, California. Jorge, it's always great catching up with you, man.
But
good luck with the rest of your camp.
See you next week.
Okay.
We're going to a Peruvian spot on me. We're going to have a fucking good sit down. We're going to talk some more. We're going to catch up. My boy just got back from Peru, so Let's go. Shout out to all my Peruvian fans. Shout out to all my Latinos, my Mexicans, my Cubans, all of South America, Central America, my Latin people that always, from the very start, since they saw me walk into that backyard to breaking records and winning titles, have always supported me.
With jean shorts. You were fighting with jean shorts.
Jean shorts and some Nikes on. You know, shout out to them people, because whether I win or lose, they always got my back. They always send me the greatest messages. So shout out to my Latin people, always for holding it down. And you already know, tune in July 6th.